Let's rewind to ancient Iran, once known as Persia, a land with a history that shaped the world. Our story begins with Cyrus the Great, who, around 550 BCE, founded the Achaemenid Empire, the largest the world had seen. Cyrus wasn't just a conqueror, he was a pioneer of tolerance, famously freeing the Jews in Babylon and respecting diverse cultures. The Persians built the Royal Road, a 600-mile highway for trade and communication, and even created an ancient postal system. Their capital, Persepolis, was a marvel of architecture and a symbol of imperial power. The empire was divided into provinces, each run by a satrap, allowing local control under a central king, a model later copied by the Romans. The Achaemenids set the standard for world empires, blending innovation, power, and culture. Their legacy, a multicultural, well-organized state that connected East and West long before the modern era. This wasn't just about kings and battles. It was about art, religion, and the resilience of a people whose influence still echoes today. The Achaemenid Empire's achievements in governance and infrastructure shaped the Middle East for centuries. Their ideas about human rights and administration became blueprints for future civilizations. Persia's story is one of enduring impact, setting the stage for everything that followed. And it all started with Cyrus the Great. No empire lasts forever. The Achaemenids fell to Alexander the Great, who brought Greek culture and sparked a blend called Hellenism. But Persian identity endured. The Parthians, expert horsemen, rose up, pushing out the Greeks and challenging Rome for centuries. The Parthians handed Rome some of its worst defeats, proving Persian power was far from over. After them, the Sassanids took the stage in 224 CE, reviving Persian traditions and making Zoroastrianism the state religion. Zoroastrian ideas about good, evil, and judgment influenced Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The Sassanids and Rome, later Byzantium, fought for dominance, draining each other's strength. Yet, the Sassanid era was a golden age for Persian art, architecture, and science. Cities flourished, and universities like Gundashapur became centers of learning. The cultural legacy of these empires would shape Iran's next great transformation. Persia's resilience and creativity kept its spirit alive through centuries of upheaval. As the Sassanids and Byzantines weakened each other, a new force emerged: Islam. Arab armies swept in during the 7th century, toppling the Sassanids and introducing a new faith and order. At first, Persians resisted, but over time they embraced Islam, infusing it with their own culture. Persian scholars, poets, and scientists became leaders in the Islamic world. The Persian language, written in Arabic script, flourished as the language of poetry and high culture. Iran became a center of the Islamic Golden Age. Cities like Isfahan and Shiraz buzzed with learning and creativity. Persian thinkers advanced mathematics, medicine, and astronomy. Avicenna's works shaped science for centuries. The epic Shahnameh preserved Persian myths, while poets like Rumi and Hafez wrote verses still cherished today. Persian art and miniature painting reached new heights. Iran became a pillar of the Islamic world, radiating culture and knowledge. The blend of Persian and Islamic traditions created a legacy that endures. After Mongol invasions and chaos, the Safavid dynasty rose in the 1500s, transforming Iran forever. The Safavids made Shia Islam the state religion, setting Iran apart from its Sunni neighbors and forging a unique national identity. This decision shaped the region's religious landscape and fueled centuries of rivalry with the Ottoman Empire. Under Shah Abbas the Great, Iran reached new heights. He reformed the army, pushed back rivals, and made Isfahan a dazzling capital. Isfahan's blue-tiled mosques, gardens, and palaces became symbols of Persian genius. The Safavid era was a golden age for art. Silk carpets, intricate tiles, and miniature paintings flourished. Trade and diplomacy thrived, attracting people from Europe and Asia. The blend of Shia faith and Persian artistry defined Iran's identity. The Safavid legacy still shapes Iran's culture, religion, and sense of self. Iran's distinct Shia identity remains central to its story today. The Safavid dynasty faded, and Iran plunged into chaos, invaded, divided, and weakened. The Qajar dynasty emerged in 1794, reuniting Iran but presiding over a diminished nation. In the 19th century, Iran became a pawn in the great game between Britain and Russia, losing territory and autonomy. The discovery of oil in the early 20th century made Iran strategically vital, but most profits went to foreign companies and a corrupt elite. Resentment grew as ordinary Iranians saw little benefit from their country's wealth. The constitutional revolution of 1906 forced the Shah to accept a parliament, sparking hopes for democracy. But internal divisions and foreign interference undermined reform. By the end of the Qajar era, Iran was in crisis. Its sovereignty compromised, but its people hungry for change. The struggle for independence and justice would define Iran's next chapter. Oil had changed everything, setting the stage for modern Iran. Turmoil in the early 20th century led to Reza Shah's rise and the Pahlavi dynasty. Reza Shah modernized Iran, building railways, factories and schools, but ruled with an iron fist. His son, Mohammad Reza, continued modernization, fueled by oil wealth, and a close alliance with the US. Rapid change left many behind, especially the poor and religious, while the elite thrived. Discontent exploded in the 1979 Islamic Revolution, led by Ayatollah Khomeini. The Shah fled. Khomeini established the Islamic Republic, blending theocracy with republicanism. The US embassy hostage crisis severed ties with America and defined Iran's revolutionary image. Soon after, Iran endured a brutal 8-year war with Iraq. Since then, Iran has faced sanctions, internal tensions, and a struggle between tradition and modernity. Today, a conservative clerical regime rules, but a young, tech-savvy population pushes for change. Protests, often led by women, highlight the ongoing fight for rights and freedoms. Iran remains a regional power, its story marked by resilience, creativity, and constant transformation. The tension between tradition and change continues to shape Iran's future.